Alright, what's up, guys? It's been a minute since my last update. I've been dealing with school and a bunch of other stuff, but let's update the markets. A lot has happened. CRV, I know if you took that trade, we got booty, but uh, demolished on that trade. Okay, so let's lock in. Okay. So I'm not sure if I talked about this on the last video. I'm pretty sure I did. But as you can see here, this is pump. This is a super interested swing that I took about yesterday. I think I'm actually up about 20 grand on this so far. Um, so this is on track to be a pretty nice trade of the month, assuming I don't give back these profits and we hit the targets that I'm looking at. But I'm going to explain sort of my thesis for this trade and some of the reasons that I entered it and how you can follow this model for newer coins that have a lot of hype, die out, get recycled, and then ultimately end up setting back up. Again, Pengu as a prime example of this sort of thing. So first off, we're going to start off what I marked for some targets. So the previous month EQ is just equilibrium of the only month pump was out for. And also you have to account people are already saying this is over, pump is shit, all this stuff. It's been out for a month and a half, maybe shorter. I don't know the exact date. Don't quote me on it. But I mean, I'd like to see this thing stay alive for at least a few years. With what we're doing and how fast the crypto space is growing. So yeah, previous month EQ is just the zero point 0.5 zone from last month's high to to the lows. So I had that marked out on my chart, and I just drew it as a line since it's much easier. And then I had the new monthly open right here. We can go ahead and label that. I'm sorry I didn't give this swing, but I'm gonna show you exactly why I took it, and then you can apply this to other trades. Okay, so then we have just the VWAP on the low, and this is my thought process exactly of why I entered about right here once we got an inversion of, yeah, we had an inversion, like, I don't even know where it was. Okay, we had some sort of inversion, but let me explain it. So first off, we had the ICO of pump. It launched. It went up to from 0.4, so like it just wasn't listed on whatever this chart's on, but went from 0.4 all the way up to 0.007, so about 80%. So all the investors who sent Solana or bought the pre-sale, not pre-sale, but who brought the tokens at offering were up about 80%. Then we had this initial sell-off, this leg here, and then we had just literally straight death from all the FUD of the founder pretty much ghosting the timeline. People are really worried. They're thinking Bonk was going to take over. All this nonsense news that you don't need to pay attention to. You just need to pay attention to price action. I'm going to show you exactly why. So there was no reason to bid here. There was no clear break of structure. Even in this consolidation zone, this little gap here never even got reversed. So there was no reason to be long. You could have scooped up down here in this accumulation. It's kind of risky. So then what ultimately ended up happening was we bottomed out. And then from the bottom, we moved up about 81%. And then again, this is a monthly pivot, but this is a key psychological level, 0.004, because that was the buy-in price for investors. So you could expect some high volatility at this area, which we did. And I expected price to reject here because most investors probably sold for break even and didn't want to take any more drawdown. So that's why wasn't believing this break structure here. And then we came down, retested some of these lows, and then we had a classic AMD on the high time frame. So we accumulated, we manipulated. I was looking for the monthly open to really fill some deep size, but I still got the majority of my position on this manipulation leg, and then we reclaimed back into these range lows. And then now, obviously, we're distributing. My next targets for this swing are the previous month EQ, so it's about 0.0048. And then honestly, the highs here. So I'm holding this swing for higher. I'm not taking any profits on it. I'm up super good. And yeah, that's a breakdown of the pump trade. Let's go into some other things. I know we usually start on the Bitcoin, but yeah, we started on pump today because it's super pressing. Okay, so on Bitcoin, it's looking all right. So, um, basically, what ended up happening was we bounced from this is the 2024. Or wait, no, that's not. I'm tweaking. Yeah, okay. Well, these are the 2024 highs, 2025 highs. This key SR level, we bounced from it, which is quite nice. But again, if you go out on the daily chart, we still need to come and we're reclaiming these lows. Yesterday was getting a little scary right here with this close back under the lows. We tapped the weekly open perfectly. We have a nice gap up here. But honestly, I'm pretty neutral on Bitcoin. I don't mind seeing 107K, possibly 105K, and even possibly 98K. I don't mind seeing those prices. Obviously, alt charts TA wise look just more clean, and there are setups to the upside right now. So it's pretty much all on Bitcoin. I'm not in any short term leverage trades as I think this price action is pretty hard to pay attention to. And like I could literally see any scenario playing out for Bitcoin. One little catalyst can pretty much do a FU candle and just mess up price action. So I'm not touching leverage right now. I'm in spot Bitcoin. That's pretty much it. I'll bid at 107, and I'd really like to see this area up here get tapped and hold above 116 and not see Bitcoin stalling at these levels, or else I might start hedging again. As you know, in the last video I talked about the hedges, right? And this hedge that we took here, I mean, perfect retracement from that hedge. And I also talked about, I'm pretty sure, so we had equal lows with the sweep of this high. We came up, boom, tapped into a key area, and then swept them again. So that was spoken about last video. And Solana, okay, I'm actually very bullish on Solana right now. We go on the 3-day chart. Let me explain why. So I know I've talked about this key value area high that is also coinciding with the weekly open. And the reason why I'm pretty bullish on Solana, I'm still holding my spot. I know I said I'm going to sell all my Solana if it goes under here. I was just tweaking out that day. That's not true. My bad if you did that. I was just tweaking. Okay. So, again, this is the 3-day Solana chart. Let me make this black. Okay. Wick, tap, wick. Broke through, held it, swept the high, came under, tap, tap, and then now, look, we have this 3-day, on the 3-day chart, we have this pretty big cluster of candles here that have held this area, and we see that only one other time right here we kind of held it, and we got an explosive move up. So I know I've been late on the updates, but I saw this cluster here, and as immediately as I saw this candle start reversing, I knew we were guaranteed. We're pretty much guaranteed coming to tap into this 220 to 230 zone on Solana, and then possibly target these highs. But I really do think Solana is going to start running up soon. There's a lot of news going on around it. People are bull posting it again, scalability, all that stuff for apps and stuff like that. So I do think Solana is looking very good here, especially with this cluster hovering above the value area high of this full range and the yearly open. Let's see, what else am I interested in? Let's see, new daily open just opened actually. So, dude, what's going on? Okay, yeah. So the new daily open just opened. Here was today's daily close. Pretty nice close. Glad to see that it's above these equal lows here. So we'll see what's going on. Maybe this order block gets tested and then we go higher. We will see. But that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, let's update CRV. So we got wrecked on this long. I'm pretty pressed about it. We had a decent move and it pretty much just got destroyed. I still think CRV, like this is why sometimes I just contemplate being in spot or really low leverage longs, because I know CRV is going to moon, but it wasn't this triple sweep. We ended up taking the lows one more time. Let's see if we can inverse this, finally get above the early open, and then look for another retest. But I think this should be the last of it, especially if CRV wants to tap these highs. So that trade again will still be valid. And again, if you're taking 2 3 RR trades, you lose one, you win one, you're still making hella profit. What is that? Risk $100, you make 300. Yeah, you're still making about 2 RR, even if you lose the first one. So we're chilling. It was a little bit harsh, but yeah. Syrup again. Well, this is getting close to our stop loss, but it still has not hit, which is pretty insane. Yeah, so Syrup still defended that low. We're getting really lucky on our stops, but I still see this token playing out, potentially new all-time highs as well. It all depends really, but those are the tokens that I'm wanting to be allocated in a good market. So it's Pump, it's Solana right now, and it's Syrup for me. That's pretty much all I'm watching. And then, of course, let's update the star of the show. I gave you guys this in the past 2 videos, and I was preaching it, this gold long. So I gave you guys this gold long. It's absolutely cooking. How much up is it from entry? Yep, gold is up 2% from entry. Everybody was being bearish and stuff, but just block out that noise. We're cooking on gold. Main TP hit at these highs, and I also really like that we just closed above this main TP here on the daily. So I took about 65% of my position off at this high, but I will be holding it. I really do like this daily close. So honestly, this extended TP is not far-fetched, and it is 100% possible. And then also, I've been liking getting back into Forex recently. So if you guys are interested, I'll go over what I'm in currently. So I'm in a Euro USD long. The reason for this trade was we've been ranging since Wednesday the 6th. We came down, swept out the range lows again, had a nice inversion. I entered on this little pullback. I had a limit order set for deeper in this inversion, didn't get filled, so I only got like 30% of my allocated size right here. Now we're trading in this 12-hour inversion, so I want to see price spike above it. If not, and we come over and close underneath this high, I'll probably close out the position. But I'm expecting a range deviation, and since we just took out these lows, you could probably expect that the range deviation will be coinciding with this high up here. We have the weekly open up here as well. And yeah, and also that would also coincide with the DXY being bearish, so we probably want these lows to get tapped, if not even these lows. And then the last banger trade that I took, I don't know if I talked about this in the last video, but it was a USD CAD short, and I mean, banger, like Forex has been cooking. So let me explain this trade. Again, I love trading range deviations on Forex a cook. So first off, this is a high time frame range deviation within a low time frame range deviation. And if you can see your range highs, range lows, deviate above, come back down, retest, okay? And then we start forming another range here. Boom, we deviate perfectly into the deviation fibs, come back down and retest the probably value area high. So that was one trade. And then we came up, swept those highs again. So we stopped out probably all these traders who were short from here. And then obviously I didn't enter off that because it could have just went higher. But once I saw this super bearish 4-hourly candle, I wanted to wait for a retrace. So we got one here. Boom, started to move down into, I think this is the weekly open. Came back to your entry. So, and then we just have been moving down from there. I expect these lows to get hit. 3 RR trade. I'm pretty sure this will get hit. And then you could even save a runner for these range lows again. But that's pretty much it on my mind and for the week ahead. Watching Sol, watching Pump, watching Syrup, and watching Bitcoin. Let me know if you want any pairs charted or talked about in the next video. I'll see you guys in the next one.